Hi everybody, it's Dandruff with your news cartridge for Wednesday, August 24th, 2016. Just a quick reminder, after today, there's just 2 more episodes left before I take a break for a whole week and just do short episodes. Make sure you get your fan art in by Friday for next week's thumbnail. Sony has announced that they will hold a press conference in Japan on September 13th. I wonder what they're gonna announce. On a completely unrelated note, more pictures of the PS4 Slim have showed up, including pictures of the second light bar on the new DualShock 4 controller. This past weekend, one of the betas for Titanfall 2 took place, and Remedy Entertainment is really listening to player feedback about the new system for calling down your Titan. Players are not satisfied just yet because you call down the Titan a lot less. An ESRB rating has been given to Mario 64 DS for Wii U, so a console game that was adapted for a handheld is now coming back to console instead of just porting the original game to the new console. Great logic, Nintendo! That's some Capcom level Resident Evil porting right there. Well, speaking of the devil, Capcom is making a new game that uses train passes to give players in-game benefits depending on what train stations they visited. That sounds like a really neat idea. They love to move things around. For our first release announcement, the DualShock 4 USB for PCs is now up on Amazon and will be at your door on the 19th of September. The details of the Season Pass are out for Battlefield 1, and the French and the Russians will be part of DLCs. Another DLC coming is for Dark Souls 3, Ashes of the Ariandel on October 25th. That patch for Rainbow Six Siege I mentioned yesterday is coming tomorrow, and the patch notes can be seen in a link in the description down below, as well as links for sources for all of today's stories. Firaxis announced today the 25th anniversary edition of Civ 6. Not sure why it's not just called the Collector's Edition. Included are some coins and the pre-order bonus of having the Aztecs from the very start of the game. Awesome Knots is a 2-year-old game, and it's finally coming to Xbox One next month on September 7th. United Front Games is known for developing the game Sleeping Dogs, and they've announced a new game called Smash and Grab. You play a burglar and have to score $50,000 first in a PvP 3v3 setting. That sounds great, sign me up. ToeJam and Earl, whose last debut was on original Xbox, are back. Maybe? A Kickstarter campaign has begun to crowdfund a new ToeJam and Earl game called Back in the Groove, and I really hope it gets made. And finally, for teasers, the closest thing to a Halo game that's been confirmed for PC, the Forge tool for Halo 5 Guardians, has now been renamed Halo 5 Forge. It's releasing on September 8th and will be free to all Windows 10 PC users. Someday I will play a new Halo game with a mouse and keyboard. I will remain forever hopeful. Yet another AAA title is having trouble on launch, and find out how far off the rails the biggest hype train of the year has gone today on News Cartridge. Today's top story is Deus Ex: Mankind Divided, which launched yesterday from Square Enix, and today, a ton of problems are being reported. The game is suffering from performance issues and crashing, and then other issues like mouse acceleration, which cannot be disabled. Eidos, the developer, has recommended to turn down the graphical fidelity, and for those with a 4GB graphics card to not go over high settings. A patch has been rolled out to address a lot of these issues, so let me know if you're still having trouble running the game. One thing which will not be patched out is the microtransactions, which players were quick to notice. While they aren't exactly cosmetic things, it does come down to you aren't forced to buy them. It's a single player game, and while I think it's stupid to have microtransactions in a game like this, you aren't forced to buy them again. But I agree, it's shitty that they're there regardless of what they are. Even shittier still is the pre-order DLC is not what many players thought it was. Given to people who pre-ordered the game are some in-game consumables, and I want to be clear, some things like weapons, skins, and augmentations carry over from save file to save file, but other things like ammo kits, credits, and other crafting parts players received as part of their bonus can only be used once on one save file. I'm not really sure how Square Enix or Eidos is going to handle this, so stay tuned to News Cartridge to find out. Next up, of course, it's No Man's Sky. It's been 6 full days since Sean Murray's Twitter account has had any activity, though the Hello Games Twitter account has sprung alive. Based on certain patterns of the way both accounts tweet, and the fact that Sean Murray is Hello Games' founder, it's reasonable to believe that he's tweeting from both accounts. And on the Hello Games Twitter, he claims 2 patches for the PS4 fixed 75% of crash issues for the first and 87% of crash issues for the second, putting it at roughly 97% of crashing issues fixed, almost 2 weeks after launch, mind you. Another patch fixing 90% of issues left is in order, effectively taking care of over 99% of crashing issues on console. The PC patch notes were the only thing listed recently, and it's clear gamers on Steam are still not happy, many of them still facing issues running the game. That is, whoever's left. Now, I'm not being mean. No Man's Sky has lost roughly 90% of the players it had on launch, and the player count continues to dwindle. Here's the Steam chart as of writing this episode. Just under 17,000 people were playing with a 19,000 peak. One of the things players are coming to the realization of is the ending. Warning! Warning again, spoiler alert. If you didn't see the last one, please mute the audio now, and please unmute when you don't see these icons anymore. Many gamers are feeling disappointed and ultimately angry about the ending of No Man's Sky. Seeing as how it doesn't allow you to view your progress, return to any of the planets you visited, hell, you don't even get to keep the ship that you worked so hard for. You just start over, and no, it doesn't matter how many times you've been through the black hole, as a Redditor tried to convince me. All in all, things are not looking good for Hello Games, Sean Murray, and the future of No Man's Sky. And the quick spot today is a trailer for a PSVR compatible game called 100-Foot Robot Golf. This is exactly what I love. It's a stupid concept, and they go to town with it. Developed by No Goblin, it's exactly what it says it is. 100-foot robots playing golf in an urban environment. I love wacky games like this, and because it's a PSVR compatible title, you do not need a PSVR to play it initially. 100-Foot Robot Golf launches on October 10th for PS4 and PSVR. Finally today, the search for Sombra in Overwatch continues, as yet another clue has been discovered, this time in a glitch in the Blizzard official forum. When you first log into the forum, your browser will glitch out for a split second, and a huge string of random letters and numbers is shown in purple. When that string of code is run through base 64, a binary to text translation, a skull emerges. That same skull has appeared before, and when the two are compared against each other and run through another decryption method, the phrase in Spanish appears saying, "I promised a game. I believe you." Game detectives would call it a trail ahead, and then an ending of a URL is given. When this is put on the end of a generic Blizzard URL, a video plays displaying a skull and a pulse meter. You still with me? You got it? All right. It was noticed by Reddit that this pulse meter has 26 lines above it. And what else is 26? The English alphabet. The phrase "a moment in crime" is what is spelled out. This references a fake TV show that was created by Blizzard for the reveal of Junkrat and Roadhog. If you go to amomentincrime.com, yet again, another phrase in Spanish is there saying "connecting. Protocol V 1.3 shadow started. Sneaking up. Automatic email response tracks. Terminating connection." Also discovered is an email address hidden in that same trailer from September of last year, tips@amomentincrime.com. If you email that address, you get back a random matrix that has yet to be deciphered. I cannot say how much more we've really learned, but it's really heavily suspected that Sombra is a hacking specialist and an expert at covert ops. This is an extremely long mystery to solve, and Blizzard is not making it easy for anyone. What role do you think Sombra will play? Let me know in the comment section down below. It's that time for tomorrow's game releases. For PC, The Other 99, Minesweeper VR, Everything is Peachy, Fernbus Simulator, The Life of Grether, Mugen Souls Z, N++, Assault Squad 2, Men of War Origins, Tavernier, Mara Eum, Rise of the Settling Sun, Mount Wingsuit, Of Kings and Men, Eactora, Panzer Warfare, Stay Close, Drive Megapolis, and The West. Thank you very much, everybody. This has been News Cartridge. I am Dandruff. I will see you tomorrow. And what superhero uses public transportation? Buzz Lightyear.